Hi, welcome to the fifth and final card in October's card class, and with this one you've got a little bit of choice and I've given you a few little options on how to put this together. So in your card kit you're going to be using Cherry Cobbler card. Sadly all of my Cherry Cobbler card went out in the kits, so this is Merry Merlot card, but the effect will be exactly the same. You've got some dies in your pack, so you've got the Christmas tree dies that I spoke about in the previous video, 1 and 2. You've got a crumb cake circle, and then you're just going to need your card for putting it all together. Now I have actually stamped, where's my stamps? Here they are. I've actually stamped this image and this image onto white card and coloured it in with watercolour pencils to get this sort of look. I love the distress sort of look, but what I'm going to use here, because not many of you have got the stamp set, I am going to use images from the DSP to show you a little alternative way of putting this card together. So let's make a little start. I have got my two pieces of, I'm going to call it Cherry Cobbler card, but it's actually Merry Merlot card I'm using, but you're going to be using Cherry Cobbler. So I've got my card base and I have my piece that's going to be added to the front. Now you'll notice on my card this top piece is a little bit darker, and I am going to add some ink to that with a Merry Merlot ink pad, which is over here, and I want a blending brush. Now I really like this technique, especially for Christmas cards, because it almost changes the way the card looks. It almost makes it feel a little bit velvety. Now if you're using Merry Merlot ink on the Cherry Cobbler card, you will get a really deep colour difference, whereas I'm using Merry Merlot ink on Merry Merlot card. So what I'm doing is I'm going around the edge, putting my ink on, and just be mindful that your ink will dry lighter, so you may be doing this twice. Now to keep your fingers nice and clear, just take yourself a post-it note, attach your fingers to the sticky side, and then what that does is that holds your piece of card in place without you getting covered in ink, or it should do at least. So you'll see that I've left the centre of that card inkless, because it just gives you a little highlight of colour. Okay. So I'm just going to give it one last layer of colour to make sure I'm really happy with what it looks like. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. Now you're going to take your card and you're going to attach it to your card front. Like so. Okay. Next we're going to put on our crumb cake circle. Now if you wanted to, you could distress that again like we did with the other pieces in card number 4, just with a little bit of Sahara sand ink. I'm going to leave mine clear because I'm using those die cuts on this card. So just add me some dimensions. And this is being stuck to our card over towards the right hand side. Okay. Now I'm going to pop on my little pieces and I'm going to stick those on with dimensionals as well. So there's a lot of depth to this card, but it feels like it calls for that. And I actually quite like the contrast between the really, really dark and the quite bright colours that I used here. Okay, so what we have to do now is we have to just put our trees in. So you may want to just take your gnome lady or man off. And we're going to stick these down. I'm going to stick this one down first, the large tree. And then you'll notice that these have got pieces that have cut out. I have not pushed all of mine out. I have let some of them stay in. And that will just sit, that will just layer directly over the base. Now I'm going to stick my lady gnome on, and then my second one is going to go over here. So there we have our background, and then the last thing we need to do is we need to stamp our sentiment. I've used the sentiment Warm Wishes, and I'm stamping in, you can stamp in memento or soft suede, it's entirely up to you. Cut this into a little word banner. Oh, that's a little bit wonky. Let's just trim that up a bit. Perfect. Okay, and there we have it. So I'd love to know which one you prefer. I like them both for different reasons. I love how dark this one is, and I did really enjoy colouring that image, but I also like the contrast between the light and the dark by using the images cut from the DSP. And all I'm doing is adding my piece of vanilla inside the card to finish it up. So there we have it. Do let me know what you think in the comments. I hope you enjoyed putting all the cards together. Love to know which one your favourite is, and do share them with me if you've changed any of the designs. So that's it from me. I will see you all over, hopefully, our November's class, which is my last class of 2022. So take care, everyone. Bye for now.